We are alive, ladies and gentlemen. Whew, bull market. Yeah, demand over supply. That's what we've been studying. That's what we've been talking about. I know we venture off into a bunch of different areas on this channel, but the last few months we've been almost entirely focused on this particular topic because it is a valuable time to be studying it. So we're going to start the day by actually looking at a shorter time frame with Bitcoin and going over kind of what we went over in our last video. So some of these ones are going to be a little bit, I get this is like an educational section. So we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin and we're going to be keeping our eyes out for a few things because they're probably going to happen sooner or later. And it's inevitable to some degree that these things happen. Move the mic a little away so I'm not so hot. And the situations that we're looking for look very similar. So yesterday we were talking about reaccumulation patterns, and we saw that nice explosion for Bitcoin come out of that reaccumulation pattern. So on the 45-minute, we've got this green trading range. Now, this trading range was pretty classic, very small on the time frame. And if we actually go out a little bit, we go to the 4-hour, you can see the variations of these trading ranges. And we've been continually looking at this because they are so powerful to know and to recognize, especially when you're in a bull market. It's not too much more you need to know than that. The next part is that these reaccumulations often look like distribution. But what I wanted to point out is the kind of density and the time that it takes for these patterns to take place. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to chart the last breakout accumulation pattern we had. So this is when we were, this was back in September, October, after we ran to 12 grand and kind of came back down to 10. Now this was a rising gradient bottom reaccumulation. We had looked at it before. These are very powerful. And we'd actually just before that had another. This was the first kind of noticeable reaccumulation pattern we had back at around 9,602. Now this one was a very powerful reaccumulation pattern. Just so now we know, rising gradient bottoms you want to keep your eye out on these. Like look at this too. Often you can see them as like an ascending triangle too, especially on this particular this trading range. But anyways, what I want to point out is the kind of the time frame that it takes, because we're getting into a place where it's condensing and speeding up. So we're getting fairly straight up moves with not a whole lot of resistance, which means supply is pretty much gone. So if we take our measuring stick here and we measure this, we're in only the bull market right now. We're just going to go over this idea of reaccumulation today because I think it's going to become more and more important, especially as we're likely going to see a distribution here eventually. At what height yet? Again, I don't want to try to pick that. Let's just go one trading range at a time. So this one here back in April to July, we are looking at around 83 days. And then we had approximately a 44 day. And then from side to side, we had approximately a 33 day. And then again, as we start to get into the 45-minute, look at how short this trading range was. Boom, not less than 13 days. And so what's important about this sentiment? Each of these reaccumulation patterns has been getting shorter and shorter. The volatility between each of them has been decreasing as well. So this basically leads me to believe that we are going to get close to distribution sooner than later. Now, there are a few marks we could hit into. The regression lines we'll get back out there, 28, 30, 32. It could go as high as 40. Remember, we've seen really thin supply. I don't think so at this moment, but we're gonna have to wait and see. Let's be a little bit more logical. We'll aim for like this $29,000 to $30,000 target. Now, one of the fun things about reaccumulation is that we're likely going to get another horizontal trading range in this area. It'll be tight, and what it will likely do is turn into distribution. So we don't know that that's what's going to happen, but this is what we want to study, because this moment when we finally get a distribution trading range is the moment that we get to see a nice LPS. And that's kind of one of that's one of the most exciting moves are these next stages, right? Because we're just getting out of the SOS. So if we go back out to the daily here on Bitcoin, we keep reminding ourselves, how did we get here? How did we get so high up? What's going on in this story that can be the most profitable for not just my portfolio, but also for my educational process? So here you go. This is what it looks like on the daily time frame, and you can see here was the buying climax and distributive top of 2020. But here you can see multiple accumulation ranges with fairly big downsets. So these that we're seeing over here on the left-hand side of Bitcoin are likely what we're going to see next. So it's something probably like this. A big sweep down could test. Yeah, I keep wanting to see 30%, something like this. That to me would feel really healthy. I don't know. We've gone over this before, but generally, even from the traditional markets, one of the things that kind of transferred it over with me when I went from playing around with options and like buying traditional stocks was the 21-week moving average. So if we take this story out even a little further, we look at the week. Here's our story on the week, right? It looks like a a festival of some kind. Anyways, the point of this is I'm going to open up our moving averages here, our 3MA. The white one right here, this is our 21-week moving average, and it is currently down around $14,000. So what I'm suspecting to some degree is we build a new trading range, but it ends up being like a distributive top, and with like, let's say, a hypodermic top, maybe it even shoots to like 34 or something, and then we retest to like $19,000 or $20,000, and it takes like we spend like maybe a week up at the top, and then that way the 21-week moving average has gotten closer to that $18,000 or $19,000 mark, about whatever days in the future. Now, again, what's important here is remembering that these reaccumulation patterns look a heck of a lot like distribution when you're going through them. So we're going to go back onto the smaller time frames, and we're going to go through a little bit of an educational process again. So the point of this live stream is just always learning, always be investing in figuring out what the heck's going on, so we can make our asserted moves. Okay. So we're up here at $26,899. Actually, let's just back over to this one. Yeah, here we go. So here was the trading range we were following in the last time we went and made a video with you guys. And you can see we started this nice rising channel up. Thanks to Jerry for sharing his nice version of that chart. We broke above and then just rocketed out after we couldn't close below the channel effectively. Clean this chart up here, get rid of my momentum indicators. But this trading range was a very, very beautiful reaccumulation pattern. So if we dive over here, shout out to Lindley, another one of our private members. This is the new PDF we've been finalizing. This is likely the reaccumulation schematic that we basically just witnessed, and then its explosion. Now this one was originally drawn on Ethereum, but it's irrelevant what price or anything. This is just where we drew it up on TradingView. But as you can see, actually let's put these closer together here. Bang. Yes, there we go. Something like this. The spring here did not go as low. This was actually quite a bullish moment. And then this was the shakeout. This was the primary shakeout effectively too. And then you can see the effectiveness of this type of trading range, especially this backup phase going up instead of coming down. Wow. Very bullish again. Anytime you see like a rising out of a pattern instead of a falling into, it's generally telling you that it's leaning in that direction, right? So if Bitcoin here were to have backed up a little more into 23,000 or 23,700, that would have been, it's not going to be as explosive. But as soon as we got above here, this $24,000 range, it was pretty much just supply check, bang. It was a really, really beautiful reaccumulation pattern, and really powerful too. And I don't think it's done. So as we get into the smaller time frames, you can kind of see how these reaccumulation patterns look. You don't want to generally chart them on these smaller time frames, which we're about to look at, but let's just go ahead and pontificate anyways, because why not? That's what's good to do. You could see we could draw a horizontal line through a few of these ideas, and you can see how as soon as we started to break out of that horizontal pattern, the price continued upwards, much like what just happened a few seconds ago, actually. And as we go on the 5-minute here, you'll be able to see another one of these where this horizontal trading range break out of the top. These represent reaccumulation and breakout patterns. So we're likely on our way to maybe 27,500 in the next short little while here. And the other thing I wanted to go over, guys, that we went over in our previous video too, was these declining volume springs. So here you can see a large amount of supply came in to test this. This is like institutional buying, playing with the market to make sure that it's gone, that there's nothing like that the supply is gone effectively. So they'll buy and sell in both directions to see what hands they can shake out. If it's only their hands, they're like, great, let's go. And then you can see the continued price increase. But here we're actually still getting a significant amount of depth per supply checked effectively. Now we did see a massive amount of institutional selling come in here at around 26,000. And I suspect that we're going to see more institutional selling. So we're probably not too far away from some type of distribution. Now, I don't want to, again, maybe we go to $50,000. So what we want to do is we want to keep checking in, but currently these trading ranges are getting shorter and the time is compressing in which it takes to chew that supply, which is kind of how they market it, sell it, and then continue to move on. Tax season is coming. Anyways, keep that in mind. So I hope that was helpful. I wanted to go over that because I felt that this kind of reaccumulation schematic is important to recognize, because next what we're going to be looking at is distribution, where it goes above the trading range, comes back down, closes below it, and then continues down further. So here again, didn't close below, create a spring, broke above, didn't close below, and then it'll likely go much higher. What we want to, the distribution is when we break below the trading range and then continue lower. Anyways, hopefully your guys' study is going well. Hopefully your portfolio and your finances are doing really well. Geez, these markets are just fire, ladies and gentlemen. Very exciting stuff. I'm going to take a look at a few of your guys' thoughts and questions. I just wanted to go live and share that with you guys this evening. So let's take a moment to chat. Okay, let's see here. Where's the bear? I'm here. In my bull costume. Yeah, this is my blockchain shirt. You guys like that? Thank you. 28K by end of 2020. Yeah, we might get there sooner. We're in a very, very sharp move up right now. 30K by 31st. Yeah, we could get that high. I think that this is kind of a likely situation that these big blow off tops, when this is how it happens. Right? So we're going to be looking to see we're looking for the break of those trading ranges to represent something. TA goes out the window when there's no supply. Yeah, see, this is where we have to know that nothing in the markets has changed in quite some time, and people with hundreds of billions of dollars have been playing games like this for a lot longer than you've been alive. So that will come at one point. Now, it's just about when and being able to find that. So no, technical analysis actually works just great. The problem is you can't use things like head and shoulders in bull markets unless you know where you are in the market. And this is why so many people think that technical analysis doesn't work. Most people don't study off accumulation ranges, and they're so important because what we're studying and what we recognize that we're studying is actually human nature. This is about human greed to some degree, or human interest in scarcity. Like we're a bunch of monkeys that haven't figured out the infinite yet. Whatever. Maybe some have. I would assume some have. So let's see. $27,000 in upcoming. Yes, I think we're going to get there. We just broke out of another top trading range. Let's see. Appreciate you too, DJ Wisdom. Thank you for the support. Can we look at Theta? Okay, we can do that. I'll do that. How do you like Theta's move? Glasswalker, good to see you here. I saw you were in that trade in the group. Congratulations. Again, one of the things we went over Theta the other day for those of you that don't know, and okay, we'll kick up Theta's chart here. And what I had said was that I don't think that they're going to solve the problem that they think they're going to solve, like in terms of the long-term aspect. Now, price evaluation and what they solve are two different equations. Maybe they do. I've been proven wrong before, and this is an area of mine that I'm not, like, I don't know a whole lot about. It'd be like asking me about video games to some degree. It's not some of my strongest suits. I know about content creation. I've worked on the internet for a while. Search engine optimization. We did PPC and PPV advertisements back in the day before people even knew what that was. So I think I think with what Theta is doing, content distribution is a very valuable space for it, but I don't think it takes into account some of the aspects of the content creator that are really I think the more important than the tech. The people are more important than the tech. You know, this could be a longer conversation, but effectively, it has whether or not it goes up in the bull market is a different story. So if you guys are trading this, I know it had a nice run. So we're gonna open it up here in US dollars. So we're gonna take a look at Theta's, because regardless of my thoughts on that space and how well they will or will not do, is regardless, it has nothing to do with people buying things today. That's a different story. We've seen all sorts of things bought today. Why am I not finding Theta on the right hand side here, guys? I'm sorry. The other day I like reset this and all the colors got moved around. Okay, let's try writing this in here. We'll just add a new one. Let's see, Theta from, oh good, perpetual futures. I don't have that one yet. Open up the perpetual futures. Take a look here, and we're gonna see what Theta's been up to. Okay, that's a pretty big red upswing. Oh, but look what I see. Is that a horizontal trading range, ladies and gentlemen? By golly, I think it is. Wait, hold on. Are you telling me, Glasswalker, are you telling me this is why you bought into Theta? Because of this horizontal trading range right here that you might have so specifically been learning about in the Arcane Bear private group? A good find, good find, dear sir. I don't care what Theta does when you have a horizontal trading range like this. If it breaks to the upside, does not close below this trading range, it could be a very wonderful treat to have in your Christmas stocking. Okay, enough of the Southern TO, which I didn't even know existed. You have 110% run in like 14 days. Glasswalker, I saw you were charting that up. I hope you took that full trade. But again, look at this nice horizontal trading range, a long one too. Yeah, so much so that I have a country version of me that thinks that this is a sweet glass of iced lemon tea. Okay, yes, kaboom. Yeah, so this is why we really like these trading ranges. What's interesting here too, you can see your kind of your spring moment right here, but you didn't even get below the bottom of the trading range. And again, we tested that supply here on the way out. Boom, both up and down. Nice to see. Yeah, good on you guys. See, this is why I think it's so important that everyone learn the fundamentals. That way, even if I don't agree with you on what I think might happen with the tech, if you see a trading range starting to form, like I've said before many times, my dear Bear family, I do not really give up what the token is. If this looks like it's going to do something, you can potentially make a very good trade there. Now, you want to be careful. This is not investment advice. You should always use a stop loss or just be okay with losing money. Now, I suggest you be more defensive with your money because a dollar saved is as good as a dollar earned. Jesus Christ, have I been drinking whiskey or something? What the hell is going on? Anyways, point of this story. This is a very nice reaccumulation pattern. And it doesn't really matter what wait, I did good. I said something actually intelligible through that whole accent. It doesn't really matter what the token is, or if their tech's going to work 3 years from now, or if they're ultimately successful. If there's buying pressure and you see these types of trading ranges, it is absolutely valuable to know how to do this kind of stuff. Anyways, look at that one. Bang, nice run, and it's probably not done yet either. I don't know too much about some of Theta's smaller aspects. Let's take a look at the 5 minute. And what do we see? This southern accent tonight is just okay. Yeah, see, here we go. But you're gonna just keep drawing horizontal lines. See what happens. See how many times you can figure it out. I think pattern recognition is so important. Like if you're like sa-ri-ga-pa-da-sa, sa-da-pa-ga-di-sa. I'm not a good singer or nothing, but that's like an Indian raga, right? It's called Bhupali. Why I know that was for another conversation. But the pattern, right? How many notes is that? Sa ri ga pa da sa, 6 notes. Sa da pa ga ri sa. So you're looking for usually somewhere between like 6 and 13 different points of a pattern that you can recognize. Now, right now in theta, that's a little small on this trading range because we're looking at the 15 minute. You kind of want to stay out of these areas. But back on what Glasswalker, I think so rightly had seen, was this big horizontal trading range. Now, I think we probably want to take a look at Zilliqa too, because I know a few of the private members. So right now, this is, thanks to all the private bear family who helped make such a fantastic community. We had a game night the other night, all this fun stuff. I love hanging out with you guys. I love watching you all learn and go off and follow this. Like, look at this. Look how good of look at this trading range. No, Glasswalker, I had not seen that. Nice. High five. Okay. So with a few different points of the pattern that we're trying to recognize, we saw our main buying climax, our automatic rally, our secondary test, right? Because when we're going up, it's the opposite. And then our spring, hold on. It would be a BCLX, shakeout, automatic rally, spring, secondary test, spring. You can see the volume increase, but not a whole lot of price down, which is positive. And then this massive explosion. So generally by the end of the trading sequence, you should have a fairly clear understanding of whether it's reaccumulation and distribution, but that's also where it can get difficult. You don't want at this point here, this first point, see how when we first broke out, there was actually less volume? That's a really important one to keep an eye on. And we've gone over this a few times before, and people get this often wrong. You're actually looking for less supply coming in and a volume and price rising. That's the sign of a bullish market. People are like, no, you want more volume coming in. No. You do not want more supply coming in. What the fuck? Where are these accents coming from tonight? You do not want, I'm probably going to get in trouble if I keep doing that. You do not want more supply coming in when you are leaving the backup phase. No, you want less supply and higher prices, because then you have more demand and less supply, and then you leave the trading range. From Southern to my Indian accent. Okay, probably going to do like the Welsh accent next. That's great. Guys are in for a treat tonight. And because of that, this moment here is actually a really kind of telltale sign that it wasn't distribution. Had we seen more supply come in, and then and even like a moderate close, especially below the POC, this would be where you'd be like, oh, it's turning into distribution. But we didn't see that. No. We saw diminished supply and increased price. Boom, that's nice, because the next time we saw volume come in, look what it did to the price. Mark the price up. Seems pretty intelligent to me. Great call, Glasswalker. I'm not sure who else was in that trade in the private group, but hats off to you guys for finding that trading range. I commend you. Apparently, so do other versions of myself. Okay, I'm going to take a look at more of your guys' questions, and then we'll probably look at Zilliqa too, because I think you guys wanted me to take a look at that one. But for now, let's take a look at let's see how all my personalities was received. How did you guys like the personalities? Okay, let's take a look here. Fractals, hello bags. Get some. 30K is the next target. 28 I think is a nice spot. 28 sounds nice. 27.735359. That's what I'm gonna say. Love Costa Rica. Yeah, I'm gonna do more vlogs now. I'll keep that one up. Cosplay trading. Do an Italian accent. Oh, this is I don't think I have an Italian accent. I don't have an Italian accent I can do. Australian accent is the toughest. No, see. That's it. I'm out. Now that I'm going to try to think about it. If one happens, it'll happen apparently, but I don't think I can force it. It seems to be we want to explain. So other people want to explain some things here. Okay, so we're going to actually take a look at Zilliqa, and then we'll kind of finalize the night with that, just because in the private group, you guys have got my attention, and I want to look at what you're trading. Oh, I think it was Graph too. I think you guys are trading Graph too. Yeah, I should look at everything you guys are trading, even though I was not. Oh my God, look at Zilliqa. Was this, it looks like it. Was this a horizontal trading range again? Jesus. You guys are so good at finding these now. Oh, see, I feel, yes, that makes me feel so good. I think Jerry, you were just trading this the other day. Now let's see. I know the downside is here. You don't want to spend too much time in this position, right? You want to wait till the very last parts of the backup phase and sit in Bitcoin, because we are measuring these in US dollars. So one of the plus sides to the trading range is you can really limit how much time you're in the trade. So here again, we got our buying climax, our test, automatic rally, test, spring, test, LPS, backup phase. This is where you can enter. And then again, look at this. Again, declining volume, rising price. Oh my dear Lord, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are learning how to do this so well. I feel like a good teacher now. Thank you. This has actually been this has been really fun for me. Seeing that you guys figured it out and I wasn't even trading with you. You're like, here's the trading range. I'm going to make my trades. I was doing my thing. You guys are doing your thing. It makes me feel like a good teacher. Thank you I'm glad we looked at these. Okay. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Horizontal trading range, falling volume, rising price. That's a big indicator. And then look at this. There it goes. Just like that. So, wow. That makes me feel special. What kind of out of the box move did you guys get on the Zilliqa trade? 266%. Okay. Yes. Well done, Bear family. Well done. I'm so proud. That's good. You know, because part of me wonders, like, I wonder how much of this stuff that I'm going over you guys utilize, and now I can see. You've got it. You've seen the light, and patience. Look at the patience for this too, right? That means you have to look at Zilliqa potentially for like 190 days. Watch it move through this horizontal trading range, and then you have this like 15 or 16 day process to get your shit together and get ready to jump on that plane. Wow, cool. Okay, so graph. That was the last one you guys want me to look at. Now there's probably not enough data here for me, but I do know that Baloo, one of our private members, was trading GRT. So I'm sure there's at least a few weeks of data there, right? GRT to Tether. Is there perpetual futures? There is, yes. I love when there's perpetual futures. That's such a nice thing. Okay, yeah. See, very limited on data. Yeah, very limited on data. But is there something we can find that's valuable here? You might be able to. Now I know this is, I think, where Baloo was liking to kind of follow along these falling patterns. Now it's hard to say here. I wonder if we go in on the 1 hour or the 45 minute, if it gets any clearer. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so this is why we try not to buy into the initial hype of something. And you want to wait until you see some type of down. But look how let's look at this again. And then, so sometimes, guys, what we want to do is we can actually follow horizontal trading ranges downwards. I know that's counterintuitive because what I just said makes absolutely zero sense. You can't follow a horizontal trading range because that's horizontal. This is not horizontal. This is diagonal. So what I just said is complete horseshit. You cannot follow a horizontal trading range downwards, but you can follow what is like a horizontal trading range downwards, and it's a diagonal trading range. And you see very similar qualities. Now, the only difference here is that what we're looking at is the potential of the spring being this. And then we see a massive change of character to the upside above the POC. And then we can start to look at it potentially something more like this. And I think that this is important this is actually going to be a beautiful another lesson. Thanks. Thank you, Baloo. This is going to be another great lesson. So now that we can see the diagonal trading range, let's kind of start over. And then now let's look at that, what was the spring of the diagonal trading range, and start to see it most likely as the spring of the horizontal trading range. I'm not going to draw it all the way in here, but we'll go up like that. Okay, so this what we're doing right now, we're looking at graph, and we've kind of done this with graph. GRT is just the 3-letter acronym for graph. Okay. I don't know why the T is in there, but that's fine. Maybe it is graphed. I don't even know what these things are called. Again, doesn't matter. My dear son, they did not matter. Okay. Here we go. So we can actually and we'll revisit this part too. What's kind of nice is it looks like a falling wedge pattern. For those of you that have been around with us for a while, we do like these patterns. They are often leading into the spring of these horizontal trading ranges too. So it looks like Graft is about to print its secondary test, or its test here, likely have a jump up, maybe a backup phase. Who knows? We'll keep an eye on that. So to do that, what I usually do is I'll just set some markers, because I want to be made aware of these things as they're leaving the trading range. That's what I would have done with Zilliqa. I should have been paying more attention to your guys' trades. I'm sorry about that. Next time I will try to be a better teacher and go over more of the ones that you guys are trading in the bear den during the live moments. I'm just like so focused on my trades. But now we're like in the clear. I don't even need to watch it right now. That's amazing. Okay, so here, I've got my alarm set. It's gonna let me know when we're top of the trading range, and we can rate for the rest of these positions. Again, this is still a very powerful move, 37%. That's pretty spectacular. So hopefully guys, this has all been helpful. I know for those of you that are in the private den, it obviously has been, because wow, congratulations on such good finds on your trading ranges there. Let's see. Way to go, Jerry. Yeah, that's what I think too. Way to go, Jerry. Nicely done. I've been hearing about a correction since Bitcoin broke above 20K. It hasn't paused or pulled back with Euler. Yeah, that's what happens in an SOS phase. So you got to be patient. Every single drop is now being bought up. We haven't had a drop yet. What we've had is accumulation ranges, and those are not drops. Don't sell them your bag. Yeah, I think it's a patience game here. Every time you get the euphoria, that's usually when the market kind of slaps you in the face. We're not going to try to predict when it gets there, but we'll be able to find it as it's happening, and that's really all we need to know. I'm not going to call the top. I'm not going to call the bottom. But when it turns around and that character shifts, that's when we'll know, and that's the only time we need to know. No sense in guessing now. That was just too much. I'm like, look at my small monkey brain here. Do I look like Elon Musk? No, I can't even. I'm just happy my car turns on. Can't land rockets on postage stamps. Okay. Should I invest into Bitcoin right now? Okay. If you haven't invested in Bitcoin, you should buy $50 every week or more, however much you can spend every week or every 2 weeks or every month. And you should be consistent and not worry about the price. Because if you're asking me if you should buy, you probably don't know a damn thing about trading, let alone investing. Investing, let alone trading. Yeah, that's the way it goes, because trading is a hell of a lot harder. The people who are the best at it are mathematicians and scientifically minded people that don't get a whole lot of emotion in their way. Great book, by the way, The Wisdom of the Psychopath, if you ever feel like reading, or they have a great audio book too. I'm sure you can hunt that one down. Ethereum, please, my good man. Yeah, okay. We can look at Ethereum. Do you think we can expect a short-term pullback? Yeah, we will here eventually. When? I don't know. Like I said, we're not going to try to predict that ahead of time. What we want to do is find it as it's happening, not predict it before it's happening. Okay. We're gonna pretty much end with this. But yeah, we'll take a look at Ethereum. So thank you guys all for joining us this evening, by the way. I really appreciate it. The support means so much to me. Hold on. I guess since I can even do this. Yeah. Okay, thank you guys for joining us this evening. Give us the thumbs up if you like this content. This is a lot of fun. I look like crazy, right? I look like a bull market right now. Jesus. It's been a wild ride, just like but yeah, I'm probably going to take a few days off, just a heads up. The newsletter is going to come out no, that's not true. It's going to probably be the first Monday of every month, which is the regular time. Okay, that's good. Still on check. I'm going to do a bunch of water. Might go camping for a night or two, take some time off, enjoy what a success 2020 has been in all this crazy awkwardness that's been taking place for the world as well. We'll probably do a few vlogs when we do that as well. So we'll take you around Costa Rica with us, and I'll share a little bit of my home here and my wild ride living in the jungle. and the journey around that. For any of the private members, again, we're going to do some giveaways for the New Year's too, which will be fun. Give you guys some more bear. And yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, Ethereum. That's the last one. Okay, let's go here. And okay, there. We'll go look at Ethereum. Okay. And we'll end it off with Ethereum here. So back to Ethereum perpetuals. Go to the daily. Take a look at what's going on here. Nice. Still building up on this trading range for Ethereum here. You know, likely we see, hold on here. Let's open this back up. Okay. Yeah, we can see we've broke out of the top of the range so far. A little concerned here about this, but the fact that this high volume supply is a little concerning, but it's not too big of a deal yet, especially because we've stayed above this trend line. I am ultimately bullish in Ethereum. I don't think people recognize how much more valuable Bitcoin is because of Ethereum. But that's another story. We've got another decade or two here at least, I would imagine. So no rush. We'll get there. But again, looks like a rising gradient bottom to me. What do we see next? Something like this, that would be amazing. Whether we get if we break out past 780 and then come back down to 420, I'm not really sure. Again, what we want to do is just follow it one step at a time and not try to predict the markets, because when you try to predict the markets, you're usually going to get it wrong. But if as the markets are moving, you move with the market, that's a much safer way to play, because then it's like letting the ocean move you instead of trying to move the ocean, which is just never a thing that you can do unless it's a very small ocean, but you want to play in a bigger pool, I'm sure. Anyways, leave it at that. Thank you guys all for joining us. Thank you for the Indian and the Southern American guest we had on this evening as well. That was wild. I haven't done accents in forever. I'm not sure where that came from. It's been a lot of fun. I always love these. I love these adventures with you guys. As we go into the new year, into the holiday season, maybe actually we'll just take the last minute here to kind of mess about. But guys, we're in a really, really crazy time. Not everything's the way it was in 2019, and even though we're doing well, it's important to remember this is a pretty spiritual journey. I think I'm going to try to find, it's been a while since I've done ayahuasca, but I want to try to, maybe I'll find an ayahuasca ceremony, or maybe I'll go do some frog poison or something silly. I don't know. But it feels like it's about that time again. The mushrooms are good, but every now and then you just need to throw up in the dirt or something. I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm going to go try to find, we could do a mezcal lodge or something. Anyways, I like to kind of crack my skull open every now and then. It's all fun and games until somebody finds their third eye or something like this. So this is a good time, I think, to have those inward journeys. So probably the next week for me, I might even just take it off. It's very unlikely I'm going to do that though. Because I want to, there's still some other stuff to do here, but remember to enjoy the inward part of yourself and the fact that you are a part of consciousness in this crazy explosion of stars in the galaxy we live in. Anyways, this is Tia with the Arcane Bear. Thank you all for joining us. I am so grateful. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow. We'll just let's see, 26th, 27th, 28th. We'll do 2 more days of videos, and then I'm going to go camping. We're going to go to the hot springs. Hopefully, be fun. Hot springs, beach camping time, waterfalls. Oh yeah. Love you guys. We'll see you again on the next episodes. And we'll leave you out with the crazy outro that everyone loves, is the Arcane Bear. And wait, hold on. That didn't work, did it?